Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. You would think that people in Barbados would have been educated to the point, well, it's not going to happen. And I know what I'm saying doesn't make sense to you, but you would think that you would have enough education not to try to subject anyone into slavery. You would think. You would think that that would be something that is heavily taught in your schools, something that you should abstain from, something that you should be, it should be abhorrent to you for you to even suggest, even as a random thought in your head, subjugating someone to slavery. That's what you old guys do. That's what the old men do, okay? They subjugate young girls to slavery and then they say, oh, she wanted it, she was the age or whatever. They're still calling him husband. I'm surprised that they're still calling him husband. But Keith Eric Eversley, he was then 61, he's now 65. How old was she? Like 18, 19, whatever. You know, sometimes you hear about an age difference that's like 10, 15, 20. Now it's going into 40, 50 years in Barbados. You guys just don't seem to care, okay? So he got married to a Jamaican, and he brought her up to Barbados, and she's like, yeah, we are married, but this is an arrangement. You don't really think that I'm gonna let you climb on top of me. You out of your goddamn mind if you think that that's gonna happen. So it seems as though the marriage was never consummated, okay? So he's looking at her and she's going out and coming back in as she likes, and he's looking at her and she's doing what she likes. They're married, and he decided that he's gonna kill her. He decided he was gonna kill her, but she lived to tell the tale, and he paid her $30,000 so that he could stay out of prison, because had he gone to prison, I guess he wouldn't have had to pay her anything. I guess that's how they're thinking. Well, you can't get anything if he's in prison. It's either or. He's in prison, you don't get a cent. He's out of prison, he's like buying himself out of prison, $30,000. And he came up with that money forthwith. He came up with that money. He's out of prison for trying to kill a young girl. He's trying to kill a young girl, okay? But like I said, slavery is not something that repels. You seem to revel in it. You seem to revel in slavery. It comes in all different wording now. They call it human trafficking, they call it sex trafficking, they call it all different kind of things, but you guys are good at it. And you're saying, what does it matter? She's the age. We're adults here, yeah. You're like her great grandfather, and you're talking about she's an adult because she's in a bad state. She needs some money. Her mom, the first criminal, brought her into the world poor, and you capitalize on it. You capitalize on poverty, just like they did back in the day when they held you because you were in poor districts all over Africa, wherever else they got you from. You were poor. People capitalize on that. And Barbadian men, Barbadian males, they capitalize on poverty. Young females being poor, and you take advantage of that. You take advantage of that. So Keith Eric Eversley, a big ass, grown ass man with a young wife who had no intention, none, zero, and I commend her, zero. It was some sort of arrangement. I don't know. She wanted to get to Barbados as a citizen of Barbados. I don't know what it was, but one thing was for sure: you cannot pick the fruit off this tree. Cannot take a bite of this apple, okay? And he tried to kill her because she stood her ground. They said the marriage was never consummated. Congratulations! Whoever you, well, yeah, I have her name. Yep, I have her name. Her name is Oshin, Oshin Williams. Okay, I don't know if she didn't take his name because his last name is Eversley, well, obviously, or whatever. But Oshin, Oshin Williams. So she's probably back in Jamaica now. Hopefully, you fled that island. You know what it is. You understand where you were, okay? And you need to get out. You just need to get out. So hopefully she's back in Jamaica. And the last, was there a girl who was killed? Was it? She was out of Trinidad. Yeah, she was out of Trinidad, and she went over to America with some old man, and he killed her. He killed her. They found different body parts all over the place, one by the JFK airport and one somewhere else, some of his, all over the place. You guys, you criminals, you mother criminals, bringing your children into the world poor, and then sending them out to be slaves. Criminals. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.